There were a number of academic centers around the state. Kent State had a number of them in Wadsworth and Orrville. But as part of the bigger vision, there would no longer be academic centers. There would be branches. No branch would be located any less than 30 miles from a major university. Well, it became apparent to us real quickly that if we lost Kent State and now the newer Academic Center for Akron, and we didn't get the branch, all of a sudden we would have nothing here where we had two entities prior to that. We weren't going to let that happen. So we went to work, and Vic Dix, the associate editor of the Worcester Daily Record, was chairman of this. And he really worked hard. He was a wonderful leader. He could make things happen.
And pretty soon it became clear that Akron University was willing to go the whole route to get a branch here in Wayne County. President Auburn appointed a fantastic gentleman, Dean William Rogers, to work with us. And I couldn't guess the number of hours that he spent working with people in our committee and with the legislature and with probably the governor's office and the Board of Regents and with President Auburn and the rest of the people at Akron University to put it all together so we could have this facility in Wayne County.
And I can remember many times sitting around the dinner table and hearing Dad's talk about the different businessmen in the community that really wanted to get together and somehow or other develop a new college. And of course it became Wayne College.
Dean Rogers was very instrumental in this, and he made a number of trips to Orrville, and it was just a total community effort. And with Bruce Johnson's leadership, we were able to raise the $300,000, and that was quite a thing. I can't imagine that 40 years has gone by.
I know that Vic Dix was our chairman, and there was some other businessmen that were good at fundraising. I'm thinking of Bruce Shantz and Bill Bear and Paul Smucker, and so he had a pretty powerful committee.
He gave about 2 years of his life to bringing it to fruition, but he had a wonderful time.
I was born and raised here in Orrville, and had graduated from high school right at the beginning of the Depression, and wanted to go to college, and had applied to Oberlin and was accepted and was able to go up for his first freshman year. But his father said that the business had gotten so much worse during the Depression, there just wasn't any money to continue going to college. So Dad had to drop out of college and come back and help at the family business, and he spent the rest of his life working there. He never went back to school to finish a degree. And all his life, he had a great affinity and feeling for young people who really wanted to go to college but just didn't have the money to do it. And the idea of having Wayne College come to Orrville, therefore, was so personal to him, and he wanted to see it succeed, that he just worked like crazy to try and help in any way he could to get that started.
It was a great day when Orrville was chosen.
It was a lot of work, but nobody ever complained and said, oh, this is too much work, or I don't want to do this. I mean, it was the goal at the end of the line was so worthwhile that we did not mind putting in their time and effort and the years that it took, and we were just elated that when it came down in our favor.
Well, my goodness, he was a wonderful man, a wonderful dad. I would think that one of the best words to describe my dad would be integrity. He was a man of integrity, one of those people that didn't have to say anything, he just lived his sense of values. I would say that he believed in education. He always was a believer in lifting people's ideals higher, and he felt that came through education. And he really wanted to give the opportunity for higher education to the area that he lived in. and felt that it would be very valuable to have an opportunity for students and adults to be educated in the area where he was.
Of course, I knew him as a father, and he was a wonderful father, and apparently a very successful businessman by reputation, at least. Well, he was very interested in economic development in Wayne County, and believed that one of the essential elements for economic development is an educated workforce. And he very much believed that having education available to as many students as possible was tremendously important.
The condition was that the community buy the land to locate the campus. The Bladder Field farm was purchased through efforts by community members to raise money. We needed $150,000, and the community raised $300,000. So
I know that they were able to raise a fair amount of money from the community, and that's because the community benefits from Wayne College.
I was fortunate enough to be a student at the University of Akron Wayne College the very day that the college opened, and that was in 1972. The college was open, the ribbon was cut, and we walked through the doors that day. So it was a kind of a momentous experience.
I guess Phyllis Wiebe, who's a spouse of
John Wiebe,
of one of our former associates who's retired. I know she was there at the beginning, and it was interesting to hear her describe the first year or two or three where, well, classes are supposed to start. Will anybody show up? And going from that concern to now the parking lot full, and it's just an impressive asset to the community.
Starting Wayne College was a lot of work and a lot of time and effort that went into it, but I can't imagine the community without it.